Okay, everyone. So we went through. Here's what we went through today. So here's our Scratch website that we're going to be using. So first of all, before we get started, as coders, let's see what other people have made, just to get inspiration. So what I like to do is I head over to this Featured Projects tab. Now, Featured Projects will allow us to look at other people's creations. So, for example, we can look at Toby the Jetpack Turtle. Now, let's see what they did here in Scratch. It will allow us to see, what will we be able to do in Scratch. So that's the green flag, and they have this menu screen, and similarly, there'll be some sort of game behind that. That's just the concept behind that. So that's our featured projects. Now, let's go over to our Create tab. So once you go to the Create tab, you'll find our characters and our board, pretty much everything in Scratch. Now, what's the first thing that stands out? It's the cat. Now, in Scratch, our cat is called a sprite. Or any character in Scratch is a sprite. That's the technical name for it. Now, let's say we don't want our cat. Let's go to the bottom right and choose a new sprite. Now, personally, I like bears, so I'm going to go with a bear. Here's a new character, or in this case, sprite that we've added. Now, let's say, well, we have two characters. So get how do we remove one? Just click on the character you want to remove or the sprite. In this case, I'll just remove the bear and then click on this trash can area. So now that will take care of the bear. And then now I want to talk about three blocks that are integral to our Scratch projects. So first is our move 10 steps block. So clicking this will have our sprite move, 10 steps. Now, this block is editable. Basically, if we wanted to go faster or slower, we can change that. So instead of 10, let's say 5. You'll see it move way slower. But instead, if we change to 50, it will go way faster. So that's our move block, and move is very integral to Scratch. So please keep our move block in mind. I'm gonna move it to the side so we remember to use it for later. Now our turn degrees block. Now this will allow our Scratch character to rotate. See, just like that. And it's important in a lot of projects. I'd say the move block is a bit more important, but it will help turn our character on. And just like our move block, we can edit this, let's say to 50 degrees, and it will go turn faster. Now, something after using the turn block, just let's say you want our sprite to be facing forward. Like if it's lopsided like this, click the direction and you can change it. You can either use an arrow or you can just type 90 to make it go straight. So that's our move 10 steps block, and that's our turn degrees block. Now, one more block that we went over today is our say block. Now, text in any coding project is very important. If you're building like an app or like YouTube uses text, if you're playing a game or if you're making a game, then you also need text. Now, this will allow us to use text in Scratch. Click this, it will say hello for 2 seconds. So you want to make a longer message. And you notice our message is longer, right? So it'll be just logical to make it stay on the screen for a longer amount of time. So instead of 2 seconds, let's change to 6. And that will lengthen our message. So that's pretty much what we did today. We just walked through what is Scratch, why we use it, pretty much. And then we just talked about setting up an account. Then we talked about our featured projects page. Then we walked through the sprites and our blocks. In addition, there's also the backgrounds that I'm going to show you right now. So if you want to change this plain old drab white background, we can go to the bottom right, click this, choose a backdrop. And personally, I like baseball, so I'm going to go with that. And that's how you change backdrops. That's pretty much what we did today. And our homework, or homework, I say it's optional, is just check out our featured projects page. You might want to save your changes, save now, but I'm gonna leave it for now. So then, yeah, check out our featured projects, see what you can build in Scratch, and yeah, that's pretty much a recap of lesson 1.